Hey guys, it's Leeanna. Just want to start off with saying that this might be a trigger warning for some people. Um, we're going to be talking about my miscarriage. So if this is a sensitive topic for you, or if this is something that you're going through right now that you feel like you just can't watch at the moment, please go ahead and turn it off. But I will be sharing my experience with my miscarriage and everything I went through. I started recording from the beginning of my pregnancy when I first found out, and then all the way to the end to where I got the news about the miscarriage. So if this is something you are interested in watching, or this is something you're going through, just know that you're not alone, that there are many women out there who go through a miscarriage, and that's something that I learned going through my own miscarriage. There's just so many supportive people, women who I don't even know, who reached out to me and just shared their stories with me. So yeah, here's my story. So it is July 11th, and I don't know if this is positive or not, but I took a pregnancy test and it looks like there's the faintest line on there. And I'm like freaking the fuck out right now. Sorry for my language. Okay, so I'm talking quietly because David is home, but I just got home from work. That's why my hair's still up. Anyway, let me not curse. I just took another test, and can y'all see that? Oh my god, like, oh my god. Guys, I'm like, oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my. What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to my channel. It's Leeanna. If you are new, of course, welcome. So David and I are expecting our first child. I am 8 weeks pregnant, and I'm going to my first ultrasound appointment today. I'm really nervous about it, only because I haven't really had any type of pregnancy symptoms other than like mild cramping, my breast being tender, and like the occasional like fatigue. But other than that, like no morning sickness, nausea, throwing up, any of that type of stuff I have not experienced. So I am nervous going to this appointment just because I don't know like what they're going to say. They made me wait until I was 8 weeks before I was able to actually schedule an appointment. I don't know what they're going to do. This is my first child, my first appointment. But due to the whole pandemic and COVID-19 and everything like that, David can't come with me to the appointment. So I did bring my camera with me because I want to record everything, especially since this is our first child and this is our first ultrasound appointment. Like, it is sad that he can't be here with me, but I do plan on documenting like my whole pregnancy. So this way, not only for him, but for family and friends as well to be able to see. Today is August 10th, and I haven't announced it yet, like publicly, but only close friends and like the immediate family, they're the only ones who know. I want to wait until I'm in my second trimester to announce anything. So by the time this video comes out, I should be between 12 and 14 weeks. I'm excited, but nervous, like I said already. So yeah, I arrived to my appointment about 10 minutes early, which is why I'm recording right now. But as much as I could record inside, I'm going to record. So yeah, let's go on in. So I just got back from my appointment, and honestly, the news isn't what I had wanted to hear. The nurse had me, get undressed and everything like that, and they did an ultrasound. They did it vaginally, and the sac didn't show that there was a baby inside of the sac. So she had asked me when did I have my last period, or the first date of my last period, which was June 13th. So it would have put me at 8 weeks and 2 days. But we couldn't see a baby and we couldn't hear a heartbeat or anything like that. So she took pictures, she gave it to the doctor. The doctor had spoke to me and basically said that my sac is showing, like the size of my sac is showing that I'm 5 weeks and 5 days instead of me being 8 weeks and 2 days. So she's saying that there's like a 50-50% chance that either I could have a miscarriage or that everything's gonna be fine. She doesn't really know yet. So she decided that I'll come back next week to do an ultrasound, and then I did blood work today. And then I'm going Wednesday to do blood work again. And then she's going to see what my levels are compared to what they were today. So if they're rising, then that's a good sign, and it's just a miscalculation and I'm really only 5 weeks and 5 days. But if my levels stay the same or if they go down, then she said that there's a huge possibility that I will be having a miscarriage. When I first found out, I obviously was emotional about it, and when she was telling me, I wasn't trying to cry because like I don't like crying in front of people, but in the waiting area when I was telling David about it, like I was crying a little. He's kind of upset about everything. He was just kind of mad because he was like, he doesn't understand. And like I said, he couldn't be there for my appointment with me, which he was really upset about too, because he wants to be there. He wants to be able to ask questions that maybe like that I'm not sure what to ask, you know, his own questions. But he is going to come with me on Wednesday. He said he's just going to wait in the car. He wants to be there for that. And then he's going to come with me again next week because he wants to be there for that as well. But yeah, it's just weird to me because I had found out that I was pregnant on July 11th and I had got the blood work confirmed on July 13th. So that was literally, I would have literally only been pregnant for about a week then. So it's just crazy to think that I would have found out like at a week that I was pregnant if I really am the 5 weeks and 5 days. But I'm just trying to remain positive. We spoke to his aunt, and his aunt, she's a doctor, and so she kind of put my mind at ease a lot more. I am a huge firm believer in like everything happens for a reason. So if something were to happen, then I just know that it's not our time right now, and it's not like there's anything that I could have done differently, because I do know that like the first trimester is the most riskiest and the most complications. So I know there's nothing on my end that I could have done differently. It just wasn't meant to be if that was the case. But I'm just remaining positive, and I am hoping that everything is okay, and I will update everybody back on Wednesday. So yeah, until Wednesday. Hey guys, so today is August 13th. Yesterday morning I had my appointment to get my blood drawn. I went in at 9:10. They told me that by the afternoon I should have my results. They never called me. I ended up calling them around 4, and with my luck the office closed at 4. So I called this morning and I basically explained the situation, what was going on, and they told me that they'll transfer me so I could talk to the nurse. When I got transferred, the nurse didn't answer, so I had to leave a message basically explaining my situation again. And later on the nurse called me back and she told me that the doctor had wanted to do a Zoom call with me and had wanted to talk to me like face to face about the results. So it's the afternoon now. I have about like 10 minutes before the doctor calls. David's back there. He was able to get today off just to be with me, you know, during this time, because it's nerve-wracking for both of us not knowing what's gonna happen. But I guess we'll see what happens with the phone call.
So looking at lab work, it looks like the number has plateaued. In other words, it's only slightly different from what it was, which unfortunately makes it not viable pregnancy. And here's the lab
My husband.
Hi.
Oh.
Sorry.
Good on you.
Sorry for the back, guys. I really.
It's okay, thank you.
All right. I will see you in a week. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye.
That doesn't mean nothing yet. We'll just get away.
No, she said numbers aren't even moving or anything.
They went up a little bit, she said.
Yeah, but not a lot. And apparently they're supposed to go up a lot.
So it has been about a week since we spoke to my doctor, and it's been a crazy week. So my doctor told us on that Thursday basically about my levels only raised by 20, so it's very possible that I'm going to be having a miscarriage. On Saturday I started spotting, and it just happened once. I went to the bathroom, I wiped, I looked down, I thought I saw a little bit of blood, so I wiped again, but I just like pressed against myself, and that's when I saw that there was more blood on the tissue. Wiped again, and then there was like nothing. So it was literally just that one time where I seen some blood. So to me, I already knew what that was a sign of. I had went and told my husband about it, and he was like, well, as long as you're not heavy bleeding, like we shouldn't be worrying about it. I called my mom, told my mom was like, it could just be from your stress, like you're stressing about the baby and everything like that, like let's just have faith, let's keep hope. So the next day, which was Sunday, at 6 in the morning, I had woke up because I felt myself bleeding. When I went to the bathroom, just heavy bleeding, like first day of period, right? I was cramping a little, and then I already knew by then, okay, like I'm going through this miscarriage for real. There's no way that this baby is going to make it. So that whole day I was just bleeding. I was cramping, so I was taking like Pamprin and stuff for my cramps. After that, I ended up going to sleep later that night. Again, I had took some medication for the cramping, and I had a heating pad. Well, maybe around 12 o'clock, like midnight, I just couldn't sleep. The cramping was just so heavy, or like so severe. So from 12 to about 5 in the morning, I just kept getting up, going to the bathroom, and just horrible crampings. By 5 o'clock, I was just like, I can't take this pain anymore. I called my mom. I told my mom what was going on. She was like, Lee, you need to go to the hospital. Go to the hospital. I told David. David got up. We immediately went to the hospital. As soon as I got to the hospital, they just seen me right away. No questions asked or anything like that. I told them, they were like, what's wrong? I said, I'm pretty sure I'm going through a miscarriage. Got my vitals, went straight to the back, and then I was waiting for the doctor. They did blood work on me, and they made me do a urine sample. When the doctor came back, he told us, like, I'm sorry to tell you this, but you are having a miscarriage. When he said it, it didn't really like spark an emotion for me, because I already knew it was gonna happen. Even though everybody kept saying, just have faith, think positive, in the back of my mind, I already knew like I wasn't having those pregnancy symptoms that I was having before. Mind you, I wasn't even really having that many, just my tender breasts and more of like being bloated and stuff like that. So I wasn't feeling that anymore. So I already knew what was gonna happen. So it wasn't a shock when he told us. I mean, it is hard to hear, you know, especially like when you just have this thought, or like you're just thinking about your future already with this baby, you know? Like, so it is very hard thinking one day I'm pregnant, the next day I'm not. He told me that he's just gonna give me some medication for the cramping, and that it seems like if I'm gonna have this baby naturally. So I go home. By the time I went home, the cramping had stopped. Oh, and I didn't know that you could have, I mean, this might sound silly. I didn't know that you could have contractions with the miscarriage. So every like 7 to 8 minutes, I was having contractions, and that was like the worst pain ever. But But yeah, so I go home, the cramping had stopped. I took the medication and everything. That night I go to sleep, I feel fine. Still heavy bleeding. They told me that it was gonna be like that for about a week, just heavy bleeding for a week, and that it should just be like blood clots. So at 4 in the morning on Tuesday, I go to the bathroom, just to go to the bathroom, clean myself. And as I'm cleaning myself, I just feel something like heavy and warm just like fall into my hand. And I look down, and when I look down, it was literally like the size of my palm. And it was the baby sack. So I don't know everything that's like connected to it, but I just know that the sack was there and everything else was connected to it, and I just started freaking out. I felt so lightheaded, like I wasn't expecting to see it. The only thing the doctors kept telling me was that it's going to be a heavy period. That doesn't happen during a heavy period. So it's 4 in the morning again. I call my mom and I'm freaking out, and my mom has just been so supportive during this whole thing, and she was just like send me a picture, let me see what it is. I sent her the picture and she's like, Lee, like that's the baby. And I'm like, okay, what do? I don't want to flush it down the toilet. I don't want to throw it away. What am I supposed to do with this? And she's like, please don't flush it, don't throw it away. Please bury it for me. So I'm like, okay. So I call my husband, I let my husband know what's going on, and he's like, he doesn't want to bury it in the backyard because this is not our forever home. He doesn't want to leave our baby here. So he's like, maybe we should get it cremated. I call the funeral homes, but because the baby's so small, there's nothing for them to cremate, you know, there's no bones. So we decided what we wanted to do for our peace of mind is to get a box, fill the box with dirt, bury the baby. I want to put a Bible verse in there, and I want to put a rosary. His mom is sending us a rosary that's been blessed by the Pope, so we're gonna wrap that up. And then our family, again, just been so supportive with everything, and they all want to send us something small to put in the box with the baby. So we're gonna take that box, put it inside a wooden box, put everything that the family is giving us inside the wooden box, seal that, and then keep it in the house with us. So my camera had died on me, so here we are a few hours later. Today is Thursday, August 20th. It was my last ultrasound appointment. Basically, the doctor just wanted to check me just to make sure that everything was out of me and that everything was looking good inside, and everything was looking good inside, so that was great. She basically told me that if I want to keep on trying, just to give my body at least like a cycle or two, and to keep on taking my prenatals. I just want to hit on my military side real quick, because those of you who know me in my personal life or who's been following my channel for a while, you know that I am a drill sergeant. Now, as soon as I found out that I was pregnant, I went and I got it confirmed with blood work at the clinic on post. Clinic on post called me maybe like 3 hours later. Yes, you're pregnant. So as soon as I got that phone call from them, I called my first sergeant. I let him know, and he immediately took me off the trail, because with this whole pandemic, if you're pregnant, they don't want you around the trainees. So they moved me up to Brigade S6 because I'm a signal soldier, and I was working at Brigade S6 during the beginning of my pregnancy. So they didn't know what was going to happen with me as far as my trail time. Now, there's 2 different regulations on it. You have the Army regulation, and then you have like TRADOC regulation. Army regulation says you must complete 12 months of drill time if you want to get terminated when you're pregnant. Now, that does have to be approved by the brigade commander. TRADOC regulation says that you must complete 18 months trail time, and basically there's no obligation for you to come back once you've completed that 18 months after you have the baby. There's no approvals or anything like that. You've done your 18 months, all right, you're good. So since I've only had 14 months on the trail, we sent them a 4187, and they basically asked me like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to get terminated, or do you want to be suspended and come back? Me personally, I wanted to be terminated, because I can't imagine working as a drill with the newborn being dual military. Like, it's already hard enough just for me and my husband, and adding a baby into the mix of that, like I didn't want to do that. And I'm already gone so many hours of the day. I just can't imagine leaving my baby like at daycare all day or all night or something, you know? So I was like, I want to try to go for the termination. Let's see what happens. They sent up my paperwork, and unfortunately before this miscarriage happened, my paperwork just never made it up to brigade. So whether they were going to terminate me or not, I'm not sure. But now, since I had this miscarriage, I do have to go back on the trail. My first sergeant he's been really supportive during this whole time as well. And he was basically like, look, however much time you need, give yourself that amount of time, come back when you're ready. So I just felt like I needed about like 2 weeks. So I'm giving myself 2 weeks before I go back. And yeah, then I'm going back on the trail. So that's kind of just my little military background and what happened with me. You know, every situation is different, and I mean, different chain of command, you know, all that good stuff. If you made it this far, I just want to say thank you so much for listening to my story. And if you are going through this, I am so sorry. Like, I cannot express how deeply saddened I am for you to be going through this. I know this has been one of the hardest things in my life that I had to go through, but just having my husband by my side, my family by my side, and even reaching out like on social media and people who I don't even know just sharing their stories with me, like the amount of love and support we have been receiving, it's incredible. Like, I did not think I was gonna have this much support that we have. And it's like, yes, it's just me and my husband, like family wise here, but we have all like so many friends here, and they're all just like our small little military family, you know, and they've all just been so supportive as well. So if you guys are watching this, like, you honestly have no idea how much it means to David and I, like all the love, all the support, just reaching out to us. Like, we love you guys and we appreciate you guys like so much. So thank you. Again, please remember that you are not alone. You are not going through this alone. There's so many females that this happens to, and I didn't even realize that until I went through my own miscarriage. So again, you are not alone. And please feel free, if you do feel like you're alone and you need someone to talk to, please feel free to reach out to me. I leave below my Instagram, and that's where a lot of like people who I meet off of YouTube reach out to me on, is Instagram. So please reach out to me on Instagram. Just know that it's hard, but I mean, I'm not gonna say it gets easier, because, you know, there's those days where I'll just sit there, think about it, and I'll just start crying or something, you know. But with time, it's something that I feel like I'm able to handle more, and hopefully it's something that you get to handle more as well. But yeah, this is my miscarriage story. I'm looking forward to the future. This miscarriage just made David and I realize how much we really do want to start a family, and we are hoping for our rainbow baby soon, hopefully in a few months. So we'll see what happens with that. But just again, everyone, just I cannot thank you enough. If you are new to this channel and this is your first video of mine, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you want to. And hopefully my next video won't be this long. I know I say that all the time, but you know, you just kind of get busy with life and stuff, and it won't be as sad as this video was. But until next time, guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Bye, guys.